The forest hides many mysteries and creatures. Some of them are cute, some dangerous. And I'm talking about normal forests. Fantasy forests are even wilder. The forests of Lands of Fortaare make no exception. For those of you who are not familiar, this is an ongoing world-building project that Grilfriend and I are developing. Besides the assassins, rogues, hacks, witches and other creatures, there are enchanted items that behave like creatures. I'm talking about the running cauldrons. Grab a magic wand or steal one from a bad wizard and help me find some magic cookware, because I'm hungry and I'm in the mood for making miniatures. Let's get started. Let's start by explaining what's the deal with these strange magical items. It's not clear how the wild running cauldrons came to be, but they're extremely rare. Some witches go deep in the forest hoping that they're going to find a herd with cauldrons. And it's a bit sad, because if they could find one, they could take just one. But on the positive side, one of them achieved every running cauldron's dream: to be carried and to be used on a warm, nice fire. They crave comfort and love. When they find it, their legs shrink and go into their body. But if a person neglects the cauldron, you could count on them to grow their legs back and run away in search of a better owner. All walking cauldrons, when in a positive state, release some magic when you use them. The effect is different for everyone. A notable example of a well-cared walking cauldron is the one that the Goblin Grum has. The Master Chef's cauldron makes everything cooked in it tastier. That's the real reason Grum's pickle soup tastes well. If you don't know about Grum, there's a whole project series I'm doing that are called the Goblin Kitchen. If you're interested, you could go and check the project out. To make some cauldron related stuff, I grabbed my sketchbook, aka the best place to nurture your artistic urges. Mine is with paper that is not for watercolor, but if you don't go wild with the water, it's fine for sketches and concepts and a little illustrations. First I needed to warm up, and in my case that means just start painting. The first cauldron I painted was chilling out on the ground. With some grass and cast shadows, I tried to suggest that it is kinda sunny behind it. Move to the next one. This cauldron was supposed to look like it's running, but it looks more like it's falling. Well, I'll paint another one at some point, maybe. For now, we have this dummy. And there's my idea of a short-legged cauldron that has been waiting a long time to have an owner that it has moss and flour on it from the waiting. It's a bit rusty too. I like how this one turned out, so naturally I wanted to turn him into a miniature. Like all miniatures I'm making nowadays, I made this one in Nomad's Code. Becoming more efficient in my workflow sure is a bonus, but more importantly, I find the process really fun. If you're not having fun in your art, try to find a process or a project that brings the fun back into the whole picture. I made the cauldron a bit more beat up. It would be awesome for painting as well. Rust can have a lot of colors in it, and I like colors. Here's the finished sculpt. He's very cute. The flowers would be a nice color accent to break the greeny parts I'm planning. Didn't want to wait any longer to see how the little guy is going to look in real life. So I printed him on an FDM printer. First time I made the cauldron too small. Well, that's fine. Give him like 5 millimeters and he should be perfect now when I reprint him. Considering the FDM constraints, when it comes to tiny details, I think the Cauldron came out cool. I reckon I could make a nice painted mini with this. Cleaned it up as much as I could and primed it with black and grey. The Cauldron is going to be a bit rusty and beat up, so a dark brown with dark red spots here and there is not a bad idea to start with. I even covered the leaves, the flowers and moss with red. It's going to feel warmer even when I cover it with green later. I used some ochre for the parts that have more rust. I put a little purple for even more color variation, and after that, neutral grays are the thing that makes everything work. The gray in this context feels more cold, almost blue, even though there was no blue used on this mini. It's the magic of colors. In the right context, gray could look almost like every color. That's why it's such a powerful weapon to master when you're painting miniatures or paintings, either digital or on paper. At first I thought I wanted to make the moss cooler green, almost turquoise, but it wasn't separating well from the cauldron itself. So I laid yellow over it, and that made all the greens warm and lovely. The flowers, as I mentioned earlier, could look nice if I paint them with a more saturated color. I already used a pinkish purple on the cauldron, so might as well use it here. And I make it brighter. White in the center, and that gives me an opportunity to put bright yellow in it. Highlights some white dots that I like to put in. And I'm liking how the little guy is becoming itself. It would be nice if it had a ground to stand on. So I quickly printed a 25mm base and painted it brown and red. It would fit the already painted walking cauldron, but also it's a pretty convincing muddy ground. Going from my sketch, grass and greenery would be the next and last step to finish the whole thing. We're at that point of the video when I remind you it's time for the beauty shots. And you say, yay! Or this is how I imagine. Probably not, but I plan to scope some other Cauldron friends for the little buddy that I made, and I could have a little herd with wild walking cauldrons. A simple but fun and enjoyable project that gets me in the mood for more sculpting. For now, I thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you could watch my other videos. Aren't you charming? And pungent too! Bye!